So the meeting, it was like with this app developer person who's creating some. I'm not going to talk about it yet because it's not right. I'm not ready to announce it yet. But the meeting went really well. The idea is really cool. The person is a really cool person to work with. I'm excited to work with them. I'm excited for a production company to kind of create content for them, and it seems like a really great opportunity, a really exciting opportunity. I don't know if I've ever worked on anything quite like this before. It's very different than what we've done in the past, but I'm excited and it went well, and now I just have to convince my team, which, I mean, hopefully they're on board. If they're not, I'm sure they'll be on board. So every year on New Year's, I make myself this resolution. I've done this ever since I graduated high school, which I've said, this year is going to be the year of me. It's going to be the year of Austin. It's going to be the year I finally, become something. I'm going to look back and I'm going to say that was the year. Did this in 2016 and 2017 and 18, 19, 20. But in 2021, when New Year's came around, I said, no, I'm not going to do that anymore. Every single year I said, this is going to be my year. And let's be honest, it hasn't been. I've had a lot of things that didn't exactly go my way. I've had a lot of failures and not a whole lot of successes to show for it. And so I've been telling myself again and again, this isn't going to be my year. I'm just not going to say it's going to be my year, and just work towards it. And then whenever something finally comes, it finally comes. Well, it's turning out that 2021 might actually be my year. I mean, with the production company in full development, the podcast going well, the vlog, the vlog's pretty much the same, but we're making a feature film. We're growing as a production. I mean, we're doing all of it. This is what I've been waiting my whole life to do, to make this feature film, to become a real, full-time, production company, to make movies for a living. I mean, I'm not doing it yet, but I am by far closer than I've ever been. So I'm not going to say 2021 is my year, because I feel like the moment I say that, it won't be my year. But let's just say 2021's been looking pretty good lately. So I wouldn't say I exactly have a keen sense of style. Some would actually say that I don't have any sense of style at all, which would be fair. And I try to use some sort of pattern. So the color of pants I wear, I go through a cycle. So I'm not wearing blue pants every day, or wear green pants 2 days in a row. It's like a whole system, and it sort of works kind of. So the pants situation is fine, but with these in particular, they're just so vibrant, and I love the pants. I do. It's just I never know what to wear with it, and so I usually just wear a blue sweatshirt with it. But I also don't like wearing the same thing over and over again. And I wore blue yesterday, so it's I gotta wear something else. And I went through 6 different outfits, and I went with this, which is I mean, it is what it is, I guess. The problem with black, of course, is I have cats, so their hair is just, everywhere. Also, I feel like Steve Jobs when I wear black, and I don't even know if this goes. I'm no good with clothes, and I want to be. I like how creative, and when I see people with a good outfit, I'm like, oh, that's really cool, and I want to do that, but I don't know how to do that. So I'm wearing this. So comment below what should I be wearing, because I'm not really into this. So I'm back in the lobby office again. There's really no other places to shoot. There's only this one window for lighting, so the lighting's pretty poor, so apologies for kind of repeating a shot that I did I don't know, 2 or 3 minutes ago. But I'm back here because my Wi-Fi is so freaking slow, and I want to upload today's whatever vlog, and I have to, it's too long. It'll take an hour and a half, 2 hours. That was the one thing about going to my parents I really liked, is you get done in 10, 15 minutes. The Wi-Fi is just so freaking fast, and ours is not. But I've already complained about the Wi-Fi, so I'm not going to complain about that. I just want to say I'm sorry to anyone in our apartment complex, because I know I use this office a lot lately. I've been coming here pretty much every day, and I like it. I do. I enjoy it. It's just I feel like I'm taken away from other people, and I don't want it to be that. I don't want to be the crappy person who's using it all for himself. Please, if you live in this complex, please come here and join me. I take up a little tiny corner. I try to take up as little room as possible. I just feel so guilty. I mean, not guilty enough to not come here, although eventually I might tumble into that, but for the time being, I feel guilty enough to tell you guys, just not enough to do anything about it. So since my university is ending near the end of its semester, and I only have a couple more weeks even after that before I graduate and no longer need to go to college, which is a weird idea, because people have been telling me to go to college since I graduated high school in 2015, so 6 years now. So not having to hear that, at least for a couple of months until people tell me I need to go to grad school, which I refuse, although probably end up happening anyways. But for the time being, focus on what's hand. And so with the only a couple weeks left, people are kind of doing presentations. And the presentation someone did today was on 10 Things I Hate About You, which, first of all, Heath Ledger, great performance. The movie overall, I mean, we didn't get to watch all of it. We just watched bits, so I can't really like comment as the movie as a whole. It seems incredibly 2000, like just the most 2000s movie. You know, the way people are dressed and act. It's just the whole. It's very 2000s and the music and the whole thing. But it seems like an enjoyable film. The one thing I was texting Emily while we were watching it, and I said, why is everyone in the early 2000s just like super skinny? Like that was like everyone, like men, women, didn't matter. Everyone was just super skinny, just from Led's skinny. The two like female main actors are skinny. Everyone's skinny, and it's weird. And like I guess perhaps because I don't really get like the attraction to that. Like how is that? It just seems unhealthy. I don't get like how people were into that. And I know it was like a phase, but I'm just glad I don't live in the mid 2000s because that just seems like a stupid phase. I'm glad we are past that silly point in time. So I often tell myself that I love Emily. I say it on the vlog a lot. I look in the mirror every morning and say, Austin, you love Emily. And I do. Because if I don't, I'd probably murder her, and I don't want to go to jail. I don't want to be a murderer. So every morning I tell myself, Austin, you love Emily. You definitely love her. You definitely aren't going to go insane. However, today she asked me to read a 27-page paper. Now, I've done a lot of reading for her in the past, especially this past 6 months for some weird reason. And it's fine. I get it. I love her. Do whatever she needs. Not really sure why she asked me. Don't really have a lot of advice to give, but I do it because it makes her feel better. But it's 27 pages. And I just finished reading it, and it was, oh my gosh. It's just like, it's not even like she's asking me to read like, you know, literary theory or something in film, like something I understand. It is just so far beyond anything. Like, this is written specifically for professional occupational therapists. In fact, I probably read more papers on occupational therapy and studies by occupational therapists than like 99% of the world. Hell, I've probably read more occupational therapy papers than some actual occupational therapists. I mean, not many, but definitely a few. Like if I, honestly, right now, if I went and took the occupational therapy like board exam, I think I'd get like at least like 35, like 40% right. Like definitely like more than like I don't know if it's multiple choice or not, but I definitely get like like way more than I should get right. I have become an occupational therapist by association. I don't want to be an occupational therapist. I don't like occupational therapy. It's actually really, really boring. Emily gets on me about watching boring movies, but how is this occupational therapy less boring than movies? They're movies. They're fun. But I love Emily, and I read it, and I gave her feedback, and I did all of the things because that's what you do when you love someone. So, you're welcome, Emily. Even though I was very generous to Emily today and read her 27-page occupational therapy paper,
I'm having you cut potatoes. It's
I still have to cut the potatoes.
I'm bad at it. I have no cutting skills.
It's dangerous to put her with, for some reason her parents never taught her how to properly use a knife, and so she almost cuts her finger off every time she uses one, so it is quite concerning.
The abuse. The emotional
You may have to
abuse.
get a bit lower.
The abuse. The emotional abuse.
Comment below. Is Emily being abused?
We should talk about that.